Welcome back to the channel, and oh boy, what a busy day on the channel it's been, or a busy week I should say. After last week where I was cutting the panel raising on the door panels and just doing the straight runs because of the difficulty with the curved section, it prompted several lovely comments from viewers, and I really want to say thank you to for your input to all of this. One or two commented that should I be trying lead-in pins for the router table. Never heard of those before. That's not surprising because of some of the comments I've seen on YouTube, but the suggestion was made, just do a search on YouTube for lead-in pins for the router table, which I did and came up with quite a few videos, and hopefully at some point I'll be able to show you one of these. I'm still asking permission to use the video, but in the process it reminded me of something that I already have, and that's a pair of these push pads. I've had these many years, never used them because I've always used a push stick, and you know what it is, they get pushed to the back of a drawer and then they get forgotten. Well, the video reminded me of these, so this is something I will be using for the project when it comes to cutting the panel raised sections on those curved tops, because it will mean I can get a lot closer to the cutter, keeping a downward pressure and being able to keep my fingers well away as well. So that's that. I know I've had a quick look in some of my boxes for one of these lead-in pins. I thought I had one included with the router, but I can't find it, so I'm going to have to get myself one of those, and then it'll be a case of working out where on the router inset plate that I can locate the pin. But anyway, we'll come to that at a later date when I'm ready to set up. In the meantime, what I'm going to be doing this afternoon is cutting all of the panel raised on the side panels of the cupboards. Now that's a very straightforward process, so I'm just going to reattach the back cutter to the main blade, and then we can get set up. Now everything's set up, the back cutter's back on the main cutter, the fence is where I need it to be, the power's on, the vacuum's all set. But in my research for the lead-in pin, one thing I did find was a little suggestion on cutting panel raising. The suggestion was always start on the cross grain section, because the tendency could be to tear out on this rear corner. So doing it cross grain to start will mean you will always take the tear out away when you then go to the grain direction. So that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Let's grab my ears. make sure the power is on. There we go. That's the first pass, and I'm very pleased with the way that that's gone. So I'll just adjust the fence and then we can make that second pass. And that's that. And here we go with the final pass. This is taking it down to the guide bearing. So that's 4 beautifully cut panels. That's the full size of the panel raising, and I'm really pleased with the way that that's gone. Okay, now I can't finish the panel raising until I sort out how to cut the top of the doors. So I've got to think what's next. Now, there's not a lot I can do now by way of progressing with the project, so I thought I'd just have another little practice on the test piece from last week. It's the very wormy piece, no good for anything except testing. So thinking back to the video I watched on the lead pin for the router table, the whole principle is that you have something to hold the workpiece against while you start feeding it into the cutter. And so I've left the fence where it was for the final pass of the panel raising. I've put another fingerboard on this unit. That way the workpiece won't jump upwards. And now I've got the push pads, I've got something that will keep my fingers well away from everything as well. So I'm just going to give this one a try. I don't know whether it will be successful. We can only find out, but at least I've got something more to protect myself with now. If any wood comes flying, the fingerboard is going to take that, and my hands are well away from the cutter, my head's well above the unit, so we'll see what happens. So the result, partly it was the poor quality of the wood, but I am certainly glad I had protection, because I didn't anticipate that breaking off. But that was quite difficult to push through the cutter, partly because of the finger board, partly because it was against the fence. But so I'm still no further forward. Oh well, it was worth a try. Now I'm going to try again on the other side, better quality wood, and I just like playing. So making sure that the top of the piece is against the fence, what I'm going to do is pivot into the cutter on this corner and then see what happens. Now that worked much better. Not perfect, but it followed the profile quite well. And it was only on that middle section where it stuck a little, and so a little uneven in the cut and a bit of burning just here, but apart from that, that went quite well. And another little difficulty, it might be because I had cut some of this before, is that that little section isn't as thin. Not as much has come off this as I thought it might. Now that might be because I wasn't holding it down properly. But yes, things are looking up. Now I'm not going to do anything more on this today. In the week to come, I'm going to be getting myself one of the lead-in pins and fitting it to the table. Then I can move the fence right away and I'll have more access to everything. So that's as far as I'm going this afternoon. I know I haven't got very far, but at least the job I've done has proved worthwhile. I've got the 4 side panels fully cut with the panel raising, and I've had another play with the curved section of the doors. I've got a couple of start pins on order now, so those will be here during the week. I can fit them next week, and then I can have a good play with a slightly different setup. So as far as that goes, I'm grateful for the way that you're giving me support, the way that you're continuing to follow the channel, and welcome to all the new subscribers over this last week. So until next time, as I say, thanks for coming along with me, and I'll see you next time.